Good morning, good morning. Good Friday morning, Monday. All right, so this morning I had went live here earlier when I was trading in this area. Went outside to take my kid to the bus. I had everything written down on the screen and I was checking on the position and apparently I hit reverse on the phone. You got to be real careful of that button, man. It's so close to the other buttons. Well, anyhow, long story short, I hit reverse and I didn't realize I hit reverse, and then I was adding here, but since I reversed, it was just a bad story. It was down like $4,800. So I had to run back home from the bus stop, get back in here, and then I had to scalp in this area to make all that back. So from negative almost $5,000 back up to 375. Again, I do not recommend trading from your phone unless you're really paying attention and you don't have 1,000 other things going on. All right. So with that said, close call. But like I've told you guys before, when you know how to trade, you can always make your losses back. All right. It's not that hard to do, but you got to know how to trade. You got to know what you're looking for, and you got to have your own selective style. All right. I can scalp every candle, right? I've done it here with you guys. That's what I do from the 8 to 8:30 time frame. I scalp, and I scalp the NQ because the NQ is going to give us a decent amount of money that we can make as far as a half-hour trading time frame goes. All right, so if you watch that pre-market game plan this morning, all right, we got a lot going on, guys, a lot going on. Let's jump over to the 15-minute time frame, all right? So coming down from the range, right, we had this big range, right, a big range. If we look at the overall range, now we've been trading in the lower 50% of that range, okay? So the market's weak. All right, the market is weak, but just like we saw yesterday, they're going to want to bring it back up to sell high, right? They don't want to sell low, they want to sell high. That's how the market makers and smart money like to do it, all right? They're looking to sell high, not low. All right, so now let's jump back over to the 2-minute time frame. All right, we have this range, we have our no trade zone, all right? So with that said, the way that we're trading in the overall lower 25% of the range, okay, even though we're looking for that move up, all right, trading breakouts of the ranges are not going to be in your favor, all right? We're not there yet in training, okay? We're focusing on just the overall range, not in a specific area like this, right? We're right now we're trading in, coming up on almost a week of range trading where the market itself is in a range. All right, so there's a big difference between trading a daily range, okay, as opposed to trading the overall weekly range. All right, big difference, and we're going to cover all that, so don't worry, don't let it get to you. All right, but when we are trading in the lower 25% of the overall big range, and that's not just here, I'm talking about the weekly range. All right, you're not really looking to trade these pops out of that range. All right, remember, we're in the lower part of the range. Okay, so even though we're looking for that upward momentum, all right, we're looking for them to sell high, we're just too close to the bottom of a weekly range to take those positions, all right? Now let's go ahead and zoom back out here to our 15-minute time frame, and let's get a trend line going here. And notice what we did there. All right. We came right up to that channel. Okay, guys? Keep that in the back of your mind, right? You want to be able to play the game successfully and consistently. Let's go ahead and get that on here. Notch it up just a little bit there. There we go. Alright, now let's see if we can get some trades going here. Our RSI, notice the RSI is skirting the bottom. Alright, let's scalp. We're going to scalp 2 contracts. And we're going to look for $50 per scalp. We're going to move this up to 150.
Order filled.
We're going to put another order in right here. And we're going to keep these just outside of what we have here to the left, okay? Notice our RSI. Okay, these are those times when I tell you guys and talk to you about how the RSI, you know, you don't just want to buy because the RSI is down here, right? Sometimes it'll skirt along the bottom for quite some time. All right, so let's make $100 per trade. I don't know why it's separating them 1 to 1.
Order filled.
But there's $100, a nice $100 scalp. And that's what I had to do up here, guys. I just had to scalp it, all right, to make back that $4,000. Again, we're going to leave this order in down here. We'll put another one right there. Good morning, good morning. So, man, I was just saying, I went live this morning and I wrote everything out here. I said, hey, this is where I sold. I sold 2 more here. And then I had some runners on up here. And I left everything here for you guys to see it live. And I went to take my son out to the bus. And when I was out there, I hit reverse on my phone. Didn't realize it got all jammed up. Man, I was down like $5,000. I came running back into the house because I didn't know what the heck I did. So I ended up having to scalp in this whole area to make that $5,000 back. But man, I'll tell you, that reverse button, I've hit it before by accident like that. But I was in the middle of giving him a hug, getting him on the bus, and then I was like, oh no! So I had to run back in. So yeah, that was like a crazy, crazy morning. But we just took this little scalp right here. I have 2 more orders in if we pull back. And again, I'm just going to cover it with you. I don't know if you watched the pre-market game plan, but if you come out here to the 15-minute time frame, right, we went pretty much the whole week trading in a range, all right? And if you're picking up on the range that I'm teaching, you know, there's a lot more to it than just these little ranges that I'm teaching on, right? If you look at the overall range right now, okay, you draw your 50% mark, you know, we're trading in the lower 25% of that range. So any pop outs to the upside, all right, we're looking for them to bring it up because smart money's not going to want to be selling down here. All right, but as far as your overall range, your weekly range, we're now trading in the lower 25 percentile of that. Looking at, right now we are in the bottom of that range, okay? So we're looking for the downward move. Yeah, it does keep dumping. You're right. And now let's go back to look at this, right? So in this range today that we had, all right, this is a difference between what I'm teaching you right now as opposed to there's a lot more to learn about ranges, okay? Now that we're in the bottom 25% of a weekly range, all right, a weekly range, we're not looking to buy these breakouts to the upside, right? Even though we're at the bottom of the overall range, the weekly range, all right, that's telling you something, right? That's telling you we're not going to be looking to break out to the upside of ranges, all right? That's not, we haven't got that far in the training yet. But when we're in that lower 25% of a big range, the weekly range like this, again, the market conditions that we're in, you have to know how to play each market and the market conditions. And that's only going to come with time. It's great that we're seeing these all unfold here this week and, just going live training and trading, because we're able to speak to it and discuss it now, so in the future you'll have a better handle on it. It's going to be in the 90-day boot camp as well, but for it to unfold right before your eyes, you can't learn any better than that. So yeah, so any pop outs to the upside, we're not looking to capitalize on that upward movement, all right? The only way we're going to trade the upward movement is we're going to sell it, all right? Because now that we're in the bottom half of that 25% of the overall range, all right, we're looking to sell. All right, we're looking to sell in specific areas. So we don't even have everything marked off on here. Today I did it on the NQ, on the other one for the trading class later. So let's go ahead and mark this off. All right, I'm not looking to be selling or buying to the upside today as far as, out of a range. Okay, now down here at the bottom, yeah, I don't think we're going to break down because they're going to want to bring this price up. All right, let's look at yesterday. Yesterday's close is right in this area. We'll go ahead and mark that off. Market right now is 100% net short. All right, where is yesterday's close? No, I'm in the wrong area here. 20. All right, so here's yesterday's close. Let's run that over. All right, so these are the areas I'm looking to capitalize for those downward movements today. Your 1150 and your 11110, 120 area. All right, so I'm looking to capitalize on these upward movements, right? And we'll get little pullbacks, but this is where I'm looking for smart money to be selling today. If we're going to be able to, get up there, right? We may not be able to make it up there. Now we got this stop. I'm going to buy that bounce. Darn it, I missed it. I missed that big move. The big bounce. That would have been a nice fill.
Order filled.
But $100 there, $100
Order
there.
filled.
So $200 right there on that, bounce. All right, remember, look at the overall picture, right? We're right in the bottom of that range. We just poked our head out to the bottom of it. Where do you want to be placing your orders in a range? You're looking to buy back into the range to the upward. So even for scalping, great area to scalp. But like I said, right now, we're 100% net short, right? The market does not like to open up and bounce. We're still a ways away from that opening bell. But with what we have right now, that's what we're looking for, right? I'm not looking to sell in this area, right? You never want to be selling in this area. No matter what the bars look like, I'm not going to be selling in this area because any selling in this area is going to be typically going to be false. No matter where you are in the range, right? We already, even in this range, right? We started from the top, right? If you were looking to break out of that range, you would want to be looking when it's like this, as it gets smaller, right? You wouldn't want to be selling in that area of a range. All right, especially since we're right at the bottom of the overall range. It's just I'm not looking to sell in that range. Even my scalps, I'd be looking to buy as opposed to sell. Let's see if we could get another pullback here. And we'll take that pullback. And even possibly right here. See if we can get filled on here, but the chances of it coming back there right now. Here we go. Maybe we'll get a pull, because they might want to come right back down and take out the stops here that are for the people that are to the long side.
Order filled.
There we go. We got one filled. Let's see if we get another one filled. And notice why, there's specific areas where you want to place these, right? You're not looking to just go. Like I always say, let the candle come to you, right?
Order filled.
That's where the easy money is. The hard money is, when it's right here and then you hit a buy. You don't want to be buying already on a candle that's already been open, right? You want the candle to be fresh.
Order filled.
And then you're looking to capitalize on that. This right here, what you're seeing right now, that bouncy bounce. All right, you're looking to capitalize on the bouncy bounce. Now, let's see if I could get one more buy order in right there.
Order filled.
See if we can get it filled.
Order filled.
There we go. There we
Order
go.
filled.
Just like that. All right, so you're looking to capitalize on that, the bounce. The overall movement of each individual candle. So when you do it, you don't want to just buy or sell. You want to put your orders in a specific area. Now let's see what we got to the left of us here now. Let's go out to that 15-minute again. All right, so, we potentially could be coming down here, but again, I'm not looking to sell right now. Even though it's dumping off, it's just too low. All right, and if we break this range, we're going to look for that retracement, right? You always want to look for that retracement. Always, 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 always. All right, expect it. Expect it. You have to expect that pullback. All right, the break, the pullback, and then the next move. So you always want to expect it. Don't just guess, right? And again, I'm not looking to sell this right now. All right, even though it's moving down, I'm much more comfortable buying it back up, right? Buying the bounce back up. And again, that's what separates the consistently profitable from the consistently losing traders. All right, and this, again, you got a lot of screen time in. Don't get me wrong, I know that, but it's taking your screen time and the knowledge you're learning from watching the charts. Like when you're putting your screen time in, are you paying attention to each individual candle? You know what I mean? Have you been paying attention overall? How the market actually moves, or are you just kind of focused more on support and resistance, or you know what I'm saying? Are you always expecting, this pullback, right? Are you expecting, the fake outs, the pullbacks, the retracements? You know what I'm saying? So we've sold off so much, right? And yes, the bias is 100% down, okay? It's 100% down since December. But again, you got to remember, smart money is not going to be want to be selling in these areas. What this game is right now is they're trapping in fresh money to the downside to rip it back up, right? That's all this is. It's a game of cat and mouse, and you have to know how that game is played in order to be consistently profitable and be able to do specific tasks such as like scalping like this, right? I'm not looking to scalp to the downside even though it's going down. I'm much more comfortable here scalping to the upside because the overall movement, this morning right? And will we scalp to the downside? Absolutely. But I'd much rather be scalping to the downside when we're up here. Okay? You got to think the opposite of what you're seeing, right? Okay, they're trying to capture this dumb money, right? You know the terminology, the dumb money terminology. But, you know, everything that I say and do is contradictory to what most traders do. But that's why there's very few traders who are successful. You really got to learn to get rid of the trader's mindset, if you will. You know what I mean? Like the stuff you learn on the streets and on YouTube and stuff like that, because it's a totally different ball game, right? The market knows all those videos. They know all the strategies people are using. They know people love the MACD, the Bollinger Bands, and all that stuff, right? They know that, and they play off that. I just want to look here at the bid-ask candlesticks real quick and see how many traders got caught to the short side on that move. Really not liking the guy. You got to open this up so big. All right, so this is exactly what I'm talking about, how you know the market's being manipulated. All right, the left side is sell orders. No, the left side is buy orders, right? The right side is your sell orders. Now let's bring this up a little bit more. We can't. Yeah, it's really hard to do on this screen. I got to find out. There's got to be a better way to do this. You know what? Let me see if we can go to a 5-minute time frame, if that'll help. Maybe it's the time frame. Come on. Yeah. This is why I have the big screen up top. I don't have this open up there right now, though. But I don't know why it's such a pain to open this up. It defeats the purpose of it. You can't see. Alright, well, I'm not going to mess with that right now. I want to actually trade. Oh, we're on the MNQ. Actually, let me cancel that out. That's what we'll be looking for if we're going to continue this. But again, you know, the higher probability trade is going to be to the upside, especially once we get into the bell, because of that overnight inventory. The market doesn't like to open up in balance. Sometimes it will just sell off, but again, today's going to be an odd day because we don't have anything really to move the markets unless something came out. We don't have any news on the economic calendar. Earnings are weak today. There's no major players. There's going to be a lot less traders trading today just because of those market conditions, Typically when you have market conditions like today, you're going to see nothing but manipulation all day long. And it's better to just stay out of the markets altogether. Right? So even right now, the average bar only has 1,600 orders in each bar. Options what? Yeah, the weeklies expire today. But other than that, there's really not much, there's not much going on. But a lot of traders don't like to trade, even the ones that work at prop firms, a lot of them aren't going to do much trading today. There's really nothing there to drive the market. So these are the days where they'll just pickpocket every candle. And I don't mean traders, I mean the market makers and the algorithms are just going to, as soon as you get in a trade, they're going to take your stop, These are the days where the market will kind of just do a one up, one down, one up, one down, one up, one down, and then it'll just rip like this. And then it'll just do this, rip, this. And that comes with, time and really paying attention, wanting to know why the market moves the way that it does, I couldn't tell you, man. I used to talk with so many people on Wall Street, including market makers. I have friends, right? But, that comes with years of experience doing this, So you just, you always put your tentacles out there. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I say. I'll tell you guys when, I think it's better not to trade. I've said it several times in the last few weeks, especially those days with like CPI, PPI data, when Powell speaks, it's best to stay away from the market until all that garbage is out of the way, because if you watch some of those pre-market prep days, I would draw out that range, and man, I kid you not, the market would do exactly, it wouldn't even budge out of that range. But today is one of those days where it's better to stay away, keep your money in your pocket. But this isn't definitely not going to get hit. But again, this is why I said I wouldn't be looking to sell, right? We're expecting these pullbacks. So in this area, I'd be more inclined to scalp to the upside. And that would be contradictory to what most traders would do, right? Most traders are going to see this and be like, oh, it's short. And then what do? They rip it right back up, right? Even though we're in the right area, we're in the bottom 25%, there's nothing really to drive the markets. And smart money's not going to want to be selling down here, right? When I'm looking to start trading short today, this is where I'm going to look for it. Right? This is where I want to be looking for those shorts today. In this area and in this area. Right? Until we get to that area, my bias is going to be up. Right? We're 100% net short right now. Okay? The market does not like to be out of balance. From yesterday's close, right here, not here, but this line, right? We are 100% net short. The entire market right now is 100% net short. So it's in the best interest of the market makers to balance that out, right? To not keep dropping it. And have we seen that before? Absolutely. We've seen it be 100% net long and still rip to the upside. All right. But if you look at the overall conditions of the market, right, they've been selling it off and then ripping it up, right? Selling it off and then ripping it up. Selling it off and then ripping it up. Why is that? Because maybe the market is going to sell off now, right? Lately, we just haven't known what's going to happen, but maybe they're just trying to get fills at better prices for the large positions that they're trying to get rid of, right? So now that we're trading in this lower quadrant of the weekly range, that's more information that we have that would convince me of we're going to see further downside going ahead into the future, even with earnings, right? Even with earnings, if you look at the overall 30-minute, the higher time frames, what are we doing, right? We're just getting weaker and weaker highs are getting lower, right? We're just kind of slowly fading. We're not getting those big moves like we used to, right? But we're kind of just slowly fading, sideways and down, right? We'll get these pops, but even going back further, right? Sideways and down. They'll rip it up, sell it off. They'll rip it up, sell it off. They'll rip it up, sell it off. But again, that's why I'm not short bias at the moment. Short bias overall. But again, for today's trading, that's where I'm looking to start shorting, to actually short. And that, that decision will change come 9:30. Come 9:30, if at the opening bell we have our range, our 8:30 to 9:30 range, right? And we just break to the downside and continue down, well then, that opinion's off the table. But in theory, and what typically happens, is they're going to want to bring it back up to yesterday's close at a bare minimum, right? And then possibly trap in all those bulls, right, up here in this next level. And then just sell it off hard the rest of the day. And that seems to be like, the overall theme, right? Here's yesterday. We had that 8:30 to 9:30. We had the typical 1-2 pullback. And then what did they do? Right? They sold it off the rest of the day. All right, so that's been like the name of the game lately. And yesterday, right here, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the terminology, but this is a Triple Crown reversal. That's an excellent play, right? It's not a head and shoulders like, people think. This is called an actual Triple Crown reversal. That's going to be another strategy that we'll start focusing on in trading. Yeah, exactly. I didn't see when you wrote that, but absolutely. But this right here, familiarize yourself downward move. But those bulls, they tried once, they tried twice, they tried 3 times. If you made this a range, game over. Enter, right? So, this is kind of the same, a replay of yesterday, right? Sometimes the past in the market is your best friend for the future. But you just don't want to get roped up and trapped in these areas, right? You don't want to be that guy. And now we haven't really traded, but it's 8:31. I don't know if anybody else is going to join. I want to stop.